My story is called The Masala House. She tried to pinpoint the odor of this place. Was it sweet or spicy, or something in between? She may forget the people she lived among, but the smell of a place never left her. The first house reeked of rotten eggs, which pierced through every tiny pore of her skin. Along the way, she picked up the mustiness of the wet walls, cheap lavender, and the cleaning bleach as she got moved from one house to another. Today, she sat in a new house, her feet naked. She had to take off her shoes and socks at the front door. Her head was bursting like firecrackers on a New Year's Eve. Did they notice her right pony tied higher than her left one? Her best t-shirt, washed down, but could they make out Elsa, Anna, and Olaf happy in the snow? To break her thoughts, she made patterns on the carpet with her toes and fiddled with her plastic bracelet until their living room grabbed her attention. It had all the colors from a crayon set. If the bright orange sofa did not hurt her eyes enough, the rusty brown walls did the job. The brass idols of elephants in various sizes offered relief, but only for a while. The lady of the house wore a long jumper, which outlined her wobbly stomach, but the smile on her brown face pleased her. Her man stood in the corner, still as if he was a piece of furniture. She observed the smoothness of his bald head, except for the hair protruding out from both the sides of his ear, curly, black, and gray. The lady attempted a fake cough and broke his unblinking stare. She asked the girl, "Darling, I hope you like it here," her smile vanishing and her forehead creased into a cushion. Her words rolled off, taking the rhythm of an exotic song. She repeated her question, this time stressing on each word, but did not wait for the answer. Instead, she picked up the suitcase and led her towards the staircase. "Come up, watch your step, to my Anju's room, my daughter's room," and on the way explained, "From now, your room." Her man stayed downstairs. The room was white with hints of softest pastel green she had ever seen. Their daughter must be clever. With her choice of color, she showed a refined taste, or maybe rebellious, for the lack of color reminding her parents she was a person of her own thoughts. The walls were blank, no photos, no posters, only the faintest whiff of sweet, spicy odor from the downstairs connected this room to the rest of the house. The lady opened one of the two cupboards and said, "This is for you." She ran her hand on the cold surface of the other cupboard and said, "Do not open this one, ever." Her black, cool eyes, now glassy with tears waiting to spill out, took out the sting from her warning. She rushed out and from the hallway gave a shout, "Come down soon, okay? For dinner, okay?" Her high-pitched voice boomed like a bad song. The evening sun engulfed the room, washing off the whiteness of the walls. In the middle of the room stood a bed, too big for her. She checked the lampshade, for the night scared her, and the lock on the door. Glad that both were working, she went downstairs, following the voices and the strange smell which had grown stronger. She had never seen so much food on the table, even if it meant for just 3 people. The lady's smile had returned. She pulled a chair for her and said, Come, sit." She served a heap of rice on her plate, a green mushy vegetable with small pieces of cheese, red oily gravy, and yellow lentils, the food as colorful as their living room. A spoonful exploded her taste buds, and the water did not help to calm it down. The lady said, "You need to eat more. You are so thin. Anju's favorite food. Eat." Her husband expertly picked his food with his finger and shoveled it in his mouth. He ate in silence. She pushed few more morsels, but the water filled her stomach. The lampshade softened the whiteness of the room, and twice she checked the lock on the door. She took out her teddy and sniffed its soft, worn-out fur. She closed her eyes, waiting for the sleep to take over, when she heard a knock, faint at first, mistaking it for the noise from the street. Then the knock grew louder. She pulled the teddy to her chest and assured herself the knocking can't touch her through the locked door. The knocking stopped and the rustling sound took over. She saw a piece of paper slipped under the door. The fading steps and the click of the door in the other part of the house gave her the courage to pick up the paper. It read, "A glass of milk, and I hope you enjoy peanut butter and jam sandwich. Good night." Thank you.